I think I'll wait. So guys, let's wait. I wish I had my sage here. Where is the sage? We have Palo Santo. Let's use Palo Santo instead. Just cleanse the energy out of here. Ah, we have 2 viewers. Welcome, guys. Hi. Hello. Welcome. I'm just getting the Palo Santo going. Let's cleanse the energy. Let's clear the air. Everybody ready? Yes. Clear that space right up. So I was pretty early this morning. Thank you guys for joining, by the way. I was given this I don't know, this epiphany, I guess, to do this video, and it was do one question with one card answer so I don't know if you're in the States or if you're here in the UK, for 1111, so 1111, right? The super chats thingy is on, so you can make a donation through there, or I can pin the PayPal link here. Here we go. And so we have, I love you too, Dane. So we have that link there. So as soon as anyone's ready, if you want to make a donation, you're more than welcome to do so. If you have a question you'd like to ask, you just make a donation, your name pops up there, ask a question, I'll be shuffling the cards, and whatever card comes out gives us the answer, and from there we can sort of go on. How's everyone doing? Let's get some comments started. Let's get some energy going. I think with Mercury retrograde coming about soon, everyone's getting a bit testy. Situations really getting blown up at the moment in the world. I think it's a good thing. I think there are matters that needed addressing for a very long time. Things that needed restructuring for a very long time. And I think what better time to address it than right now. So I hope everything gets resolved safely and with not so much, thank you, Travis, with not so much suffering and pain for people. That would be nice. The card that came out for that bit of conversation was the Four of Swords, the retreat card. I don't think we should retreat. I think things need to be addressed. Things need to change. Oh, thank you, Yasmin. Things do need to change. I really think things need to change. It would be good for us all to acknowledge that we're all bleeding the same. We're all with the same heart beating under our chests, we're just people. All of us, we're just people. And humility will serve us so much. So I hope for more humility in this period of time. It would serve us all really well. What else? We got the Four of Swords again. Retreat. Do you know, I think it's one of those things, guys. It's like the retreat card coming out twice for me as well. I think there's a lot that we can do socially, but there's a lot that we need to do internally as well. Like, we don't have just our power, our creativity that is not entirely limited to our external being, like us in the matter. There is so much that we can do internally through our heart, through our minds, through our, intentions. And the minute we start pouring a lot more of our focus on how much power we have as individuals even, we are so likely to make a change. And I think this is so much more than just a physical war. This is a spiritual war. There is so much that we need to do, like brushing up on our spiritualism, making sure that our faith is stronger than ever, making sure that we are connected to the divine, making sure that there are things that we can do to spiritually protect ourselves, spiritually cleanse ourselves, spiritually clear ourselves of all dark entities that seem to be like really encrypting on the world at the moment. It's scary. It really is quite frightening. But I think to counteract that fear, if we're really firm and really strong in our beliefs, if we're really true to what we know to be right, we can change the whole world. And I think not a lot of people are highlighting how important it is right now to place a lot of power and hold a lot of power inside of ourselves, because that ultimately is what gets us through, right? Faith is everything. Faith is power. And it seems as if no matter how much physical activity we do, until we don't believe truly within ourselves that we can make a change, or that we're powerful conduits to be able to create change, we're wasting our time. There's a lot of Virgos here. 2 of Cups. Virgo. I'm not doing a free reading. You guys need to ask a question. Has nobody got any questions to ask? Well, you're more than welcome to make donations too, guys. 2 of Cups. Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde. 2 of Cups. It's in the sign of Cancer, which for me I think it's significant. It's going to be saying a lot. What have we got? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Some of you guys have got some real cutting of ties to do. Queen of Swords. Not only does she have to cut ties, but I think she's quite firm to her beliefs, and she holds herself quite upright, and she holds herself in a position of power because she knows what's right for her, and she knows what she believes in. And I think that's an energy that we all kind of need to adapt, doing things the fair and right way. Tanya, thank you so much. Ah! Did I say that right? Tanaya T, thank you. Virgo healer, is my Sagittarius truly interested in me, or is he moving on? Tanaya, let's find out about your Sag. Let's find out about your Sagittarius. Is Tanaya's Sagittarius truly interested, or is he moving on? We're all Virgos. Haha. I like the Virgo company. I'm not going to lie. Virgo's like, you guys are so comfortable to be around. 4 of Cups. Tanaya, he is looking away from a really good thing. I think he doesn't see the blessings that he has. I think if you are to sit around and wait, it's going to be at a real detriment to you. I feel as if you need to not wait for somebody to come back. 4 of Cups makes me think he just doesn't get it. Like he does not even understand that you are like a gift from the universe. You see that? Thing is here, he's just staring at whatever he has in front of him. And it's not even all that. And when you are here, like a blessing to him, and he doesn't even see it, I would say to you, don't wait tonight. Seriously. It's not even like he wouldn't be interested in the cup, because the cup is just as good as what is in front of him. The fact that he's just not looking, to me, seems as if like he is just too caught up in whatever is going on in front of him right now. And it seems as if he might be in a sorrowful state, or it seems as if he's not looking right now. And I think that's probably because his mind is not in the right place, or that he is just so caught up. Either way, you're a blessing. And I don't think that you should wait. I think you should really take that gift that you are, you see that? All that stuff that you have to offer to expand somebody else's life, I think take all of that, sweetie, and go and live your best life for real, because this is someone who is really ungrateful. And I think take all of the wonderful things that you're about and all the wonderful things that you are and go and achieve, go and do some big things, because it's literally showing you like a blessing from God. Right, who do we have next? I've just put my phone up here. I suspect we're going to be here for quite some time. So just for the people that just arrived, I just want to let you know how we do this is, I hope that was okay tonight. I hope that was okay. Thank you. I love you too, my dear. So I'll just wait until somebody else has a question. And so for anyone that missed the beginning, what we're doing here is if you have a question, you can use Super Chat, pay 1111. You can ask your question. I will do a 1-card answer, and they're quite in-depth. So until then, we'll just shuffle the cards, get the energy going. Thank you for all you do. You're amazing. It's been an honor to follow. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Who else have we got? How is everyone doing? How is everyone feeling in this preparation for Mercury retrograde? That stuff is scary. I think it's a lot to do with our home, our mother relationships, how we are looking after the world as well. It's all going to come up. Scary times. But we're prepared, right? We're in this together. We'll win this together. Does anyone else have any questions? I think we're all just delirious, kind of exhausted by all of this stuff, right? I get that. I think we're all just delirious, absolutely. But the World card, we have the possibility to really shake things up at the moment. We really, really do have such a beautiful opportunity to open up these cycles of change, these cycles that have been holding us stagnant, that have been holding us closed and bound. We got to kick these doors open, guys. If we don't make it happen now, when is it ever going to happen? And we've got to initiate the change that we wish to see. So hope we're all doing the work. Hope we're loving on each other extra hard right now, because I really feel like that is what we all really need to do. We need to really love on each other super hard at the moment. But I think there's a lot of optimism, underlying optimism. You got to pay for your question, Travis. That was funny. Oh, wow. Do you believe the golden age is upon us? I've noticed everyone around me is putting their walls down and coming together. I hope so. I really hope it is, because this stupid idea of us being separate or us being different is just ridiculous, because if I scratch myself, it's the same blood as you scratching yourself. We are no different. We are all the same. Black lives mattered yesterday, they will matter today, and they will always matter. I think the stuff about separation and segregation is because people are afraid, and it's sad because they have nothing to fear. And I hope, if nothing else, this can remove a lot of fear from a lot of people. What do we have here at the Knight of King of Swords and Page of Cups? So I think, for me, that just sounds like there's going to be some sort of ease in the law. The law is going to come to some new understandings, maybe even the police. The law especially, they're going to have to really work with us on this one, Page of Cups, because I feel as if we're creating enough of a movement, if we're creating through love, there's a lot we can accomplish. Vanessa, thank you. Vanessa Burrell, thank you very much for your question. First of all, big fan. I love you too. I love you too, Vanessa. You're so fabulous. I'm a Virgo who's talking to a Pisces. My guard has been up. He seems nice, but I'm not sure if he's the real deal. I've been focusing on myself, so I don't know. Le Porsche Tucker, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like abundance and prosperity is knocking at my door. Am I correct? Okay, let's start with Vanessa. Vanessa, I have the 3 of Wands for you, Vanessa. So, in answer to your question, for me, this is you in this card, okay? You are defensive for a reason. I think there's a lot that you've had to go through in your life. You are now coming through into this next phase of your life where you see the potential of a lot of good stuff coming back to you. I feel as if there is like basically your ships are coming in and you see how much good you've got going on in your life. I feel as if, Vanessa, your apprehension about this person is because the energy is not necessarily vibing with you at the moment. I feel like there are other things that you know that your attention should perhaps be poured into. I don't think that perhaps even your energy might be accepting of this person, because I think somewhere along the line you might be sensing some sort of you might be sensing that something's not right there. And I think this is a matter of your intuition, okay? Because you've earned those 3 wands, right? You've done the work basically. And I feel as if you kind of know there's something more, something else that's coming for you. He seems nice, but I'm not sure if he's the real deal. I've been focusing on myself. I think you need to continue focusing on yourself, Vanessa, because there is some really good stuff that's about to come into your life. I think he might be a bit of a distraction, which is why I suggest you practice receiving from the universe. I feel like there's something big that's about to come in for you. And it might be, you might be using someone else as, and we do this subconsciously all the time sometimes, as a block almost, or a distraction almost, Vanessa. I think what you might really benefit from doing is retracting completely. Maybe seeing what the universe has to bring you, because a lot of times with the 3 of Wands, what we thought or what we expected is what we receive is actually a lot bigger. Okay, so I feel like you'll be yielding a better result. You perhaps be meeting someone who's more compatible for you. I think generally right now the energy is only off because you know that there are better things coming for you. And if you didn't know, 3 of Wands suggests that there are definitely better things coming for you. I hope that's okay, Vanessa. Thank you so much for your question. Should we move on to Le Porsche Tucker? I feel like abundance and prosperity is knocking at my door. Am I correct? Okay, let's see. With a name like Le Porsche, I'm sure there is a lot of Breezy B. Thank you so much. Let's focus on Le Porsche's question. Is abundance and prosperity knocking at Le Porsche's door? This is the one in my hand, and it was the sun card. It was a sun card. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so yes, and yes, and yes. And it's not just like a little amount of abundance. This is like the whole shebang of abundance. I would say don't rob a bank, Travis. Stop it. I would say that you have to focus a lot on your solar plexus. You have to focus a lot on your confidence, your happy-go-lucky attitude, your belief, I think, in this abundance, I think is hanging off of a little bit of you not being able to control an outcome. So be free like this child. Really get into that happy-go-lucky kind of frame of thinking. Do a lot of work on your solar plexus, which is your confidence. I would say spend as much time in the sun as you can. Because a lot of people don't tell you this, but in the sun, we receive like cheat codes, like DNA cheat codes, right? It's almost as if like energy transfers via solar power, and it, recharges everything. Not only is it food for plants, but it's food for us too. So when we spend time in the sun, we become more psychic, we become more intuitive, we become a lot more grounded in ourselves, because vitamin D has that like effect on people. It's really, really good for you. It's good for your moods, it's good for your prosperity, it's really good for all of that kind of stuff. So the sun card for me is telling me, yes, your abundance is going to be a really, really big one, and I think when it comes in, you'll be super surprised at how it has come in. What do we have next? Breezy B, sweetie pie, thank you for your donation. What should I do to become financially abundant? Okay, let's ask a question. Isabel, thank you. Let's get an answer for Breezy B. And then, oh, Breezy B. Okay, what should you do to become financially abundant? I've got the moon card. The moon card is things that are generally hidden. So if there's a situation in your life right now, there are things hidden about it. The thing with the moon card also is whatever's hidden is generally on the other side of our knowing. So you have to spend a lot more time getting to know yourself, listening to your intuition. I think you already have the answer within you. The thing here is, have you exhausted all of your ideas, your immediate ideas of thinking, but you're ignoring the most obvious thing? There might be something that is right in front of you that you need to do, that you need to pay a lot more attention to, that might mean that you're ignoring some of your own intuition. I think that there are things that might need a little bit of time to play out naturally. So just give it until we come out of Mercury retrograde before you start anything new, Breezy B. But I think what you need to try is spending a little bit more time getting in touch with your intuition, spending a little bit more time around what feels abundant to you. Okay, so that means getting away from all forms of thinking of lack mentality, of lack consciousness, and actually, you know what, believing, right? Abundance is my birthright. I am entitled to happiness. I am entitled to money. I am entitled to good living. Hey, which love in the house? Okay, hold on. I'm getting distracted. Hold on, breezy B. You have to affirm yourself. I think you really need to get into this, and you need to remind yourself every day how you have every right to access whatever it takes, whatever you need, whatever downloads, intuitive downloads, whatever information you need from the ethers to be able to make whatever is hidden from you clear. Okay? But a lot of this has to do with you actually genuinely believing that you deserve it, listening to yourself, listening, truly getting quiet and listening to yourself. Intuition will scream the minute you're like, you know what, I'm on my side. And being on my side means I deserve money. Money comes to me in abundance, and it flows to me easily, and it stays with me. Okay, Breezy B? I hope that answered your question. Thank you, my dear. Isabella Tarot. Will this adoption case be a fight or easy? I'm not sure he will even show up for court. Okay, will this adoption case be a fight or easy? I'm not even sure he will show up to court. I hate that he's messing me. I was trying to watch you do my reading. Okay, Tara, I have the Hanged Man. Okay? I think what you really need to do is hang tight. I think you need to get used to the idea of, I don't think this is dis-ease. Okay, so this is not needing to fight. I think this is having to wait and being comfortable with being patient and understanding that certain things will take their time, but they will take divine timing, and they will happen when they're supposed to happen. I think be very easy on yourself in this time. Spend as much time as you can getting to know the process, getting to know all the legalities, making sure all all of the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, making sure you know all the ins and outs. You see how this guy is illuminated here? You see how this guy is just hanging out in his own energy? You have to strengthen yourself because the outcome of this adoption really is dependent on how firm you are in your belief that this will happen. Because he's not just hanging out here because he likes to be uncomfortable. He's hanging out here to strengthen his own crown chakra, strengthen his own illumination. I think a lot of what you will be experiencing is going to be relatively easy. It won't be a discomfort. It will be something that will test your patience, but there's a lot to be learned about the process. And I think with this Hangman card, you've got to be patient with yourself as well as the process. It's not going to be a difficult one. It might be one, especially with Mercury going into retrograde, which has a lot, and it's in the sign of Cancer, which has a lot to do with how we're nurturing ourselves. It's got a lot to do with our home. It's got a lot to do with our interpersonal relationships. It's got a lot to do with how we are loving, not only on ourselves, but those around us and the world situation. This is going to really ask you to take some time with yourself, reflect, understand where any negativity might be coming in from, and wherever you see the negativities, they consider those cracks in your aura. It is your time in this period to make sure that you are filling those cracks up in your aura. How do I do that? You strengthen your faith. How do you strengthen your faith? You meditate, you sleep well, you eat well, you make sure that you are in that, you're in the zone basically, right? Because when we're in the zone, when we're in that place, we buff off resistance. And what you don't want to do right now is create resistance in this situation, which is why I say to you, get patient, get grounded, get rooted, understand that there's going to be challenges, but you will best buff them off of yourself by the resistance that you create to negativity infiltrating your aura. I hope that helped. Thank you, Tara. Much love in the house. Okay. Hey, precious gem, thinking about possible big changes, job, home, and possibly country. Where my cards looking right. All right, let's get into this change. Let's get into this change for Butch. Get into this change. Okay, 2 cards came out for you, Butch Love. The Tower card and the Knight of Swords. I think this is a fantastic opportunity for you to see that the time for change is right now. And you've got to move really quickly because whatever comes down is going to come down for your best. Whatever changes you decide to make are going to liberate you and they're going to set you free. When you decide that, the Tower card for me is always telling me, whatever comes down is for your utmost best. Saturn is the rule maker, right? Saturn's gone retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, and it will be going retrograde in the sign of Aquarius as well. In Capricorn, it's structure. It's doing things properly. In Aquarius, it's looking outside the box. It's changing all of the things that we knew. It's everything that we wanted that's on the other side of the box. It's pushing us in that direction. And I think you might find that you are now in a position where you've kind of reached the pinnacle of the situation, right? Everything that you had to learn from it, everything that you were going to benefit from it, all the organic growth that needed to take place in that situation has taken place. And you are being advised to promptly grab that saddle, jump on that horse, and go, 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 go. The time really is now. You've got to do this, and you've got to strike while the iron's hot. And even though Mercury retrograde is here, it's within Gemini season. Gemini likes to collect information. It wants all the details. It wants all the information. It wants all the note. It wants all the chat. It wants all the everything. You right now would really benefit from getting on that Gemini energy, which is all about mutable air, free flowing. looking outside the box from this Saturn perspective, Pluto is also not going to let us get stuck. Pluto wants that change from us also. And there we are with Mercury. Our communication gets involved in all of this too. So it's asking us to feed ourselves information, feed ourselves on all the things that we want to see. Like, what is the impetus for change? What is the reason, the main crux? What is the desire beneath everything? And address that. And once we find what that thing is that we need to satiate, that thing that we may have been neglecting, that thing that we may have been ignoring, once we find that, jump on it and go straight with it. Because towers coming down is never a bad thing. It is never, never, never a bad thing. If anything, this is something that's going to liberate your soul. It is going to take you from what you knew was already crumbling, but something that you knew was already falling apart. And it will give you this new lease of freedom. And in Gemini season, it's a breath of fresh air. Take charge of the situation. Do the damage control where you need to do the damage control. Make the best of this time because it is full of so much energy. Mars goes into Aries at the end of the month. I think it's the 25th or the 28th. Mars goes into the 28th. There is naturally going to be a charge in the air. It's like setting a match and watching everything combust, okay? Which is good energy if you really want to blow things up and make things change. Get on the energy, because when it goes in retrograde in September, that's when the energy is really going to slow down. And it goes into retrograde on the 9th of September. At that point, we have to relax and retreat. So from this point moving forward, even though everything is in retrograde at the moment, it's going to be like a slingshot in September when everything goes forward again. And what we're doing from now until September is destroying these towers, destroying all of these things that we knew, destroying all of the things that confine us, that hold us in places that we know are not for our best interest. You will be going through so much change up until now, until September. But come September time, if you are intuitive enough to listen truly, not only to what your inside is telling you, but to what the what the universe, the directions the universe is guiding you in, come September time, you should be able to be in a place that you can truly be proud of, you can be happy with, you can be content with. I hope that answered your question, Richard. Thank you, Ruby. You're amazing. I love you too. Thank you so much for your question. We cried together, strong for thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Mariana. I love you, honey. Jose. Oh, I'm sorry. It keeps freezing up. Isabella Taratero. I keep getting the same thing. My guides are forcing me to sit still and wait. Honey, yeah, you have to sit still. You have to really be patient with this one. The more patient you are with it, the easier it will go. Just tell yourself that. Get very familiar with everything that you need to, like all the bits of information, get familiar with all of it, and then just be patient with it, and then trust that the best outcome is the one that's going to work out for you. Because I think with the Hangman, it's not a bad card. It's just a card of getting very illuminated, and it's self-illumination. And even though he is upside down and it can be uncomfortable, he's not uncomfortable, basically. Yes, I'm feeling this. Thanks so much, my precious gem. You're awesome as always. Respect. My love. Thank you for love. Thank you. Who do we have here? Bedtime. Okay, my dear. Will be good at my current new job that pays good. Will co-workers be supportive? Okay, let's find out. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you. Let's find out. Will be good at my new job that pays well. Will co-workers be supportive? I'm a Virgo. Ooh, that was a lot of cards. Let's find out. Oh, and two more fell out. What's going on? There's some news here for you, my dear. Okay, here we go. These two cards came out right off the bat. 9 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. This is you carrying burdens, previous burdens. This is you carrying previous burdens. And this is you keeping yourself awake at night. For me, this is paranoia and self sabotage. And this is you holding on to things that happened in the past. Okay, this is just how I'm going to read this. Paranoia and you holding on to things from the past. Right. Then came the World card and the Emperor. A new cycle is starting for you. A new cycle, what you knew is finished, right? The world that you knew is done. You are now in a new playing field. The Emperor card is you needing to own your energy. You needing to come into your power. You needing to be very straightforward, very blunt, very authoritative of who you are. Owning your energy. The Three of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. This is cooperation. This is working together. This is teamwork. This is putting your effort into things collaboratively. This is working together to create a better result. The Page of Wands is dynamic. He is fun. He is fast energy. He is charged. He is full of the right kind of spirit. So the advice here for you is drop what you knew, okay? The grudges, if you have to do like a releasing ritual where you are letting go of previous history, where you are letting go of what you once knew, if you're letting go of the memories, the stigma, all of the bad stuff, you got to let it go, right? You got to drop it all. That cycle has changed. You're entering a completely new phase now. One where you have to own and command your energy. Because look, the role that you play within this is just as important as every other bit. But you've got to understand that your charisma, your tenacity, your charm is something that you need to bring to the table, as well as commanding your authority. So this might have a lot to do with how you perceive yourself, the perception that you are having of self. If you hold on to the past, you will bring it into the future with you, right? If you are willing to understand that what you went through was a life lesson, it had to teach you whatever it had to teach you, but it's not something that you need to go forward with. Those memories, that fear, that feeling trapped, letting people get into your way. Yes, I have to work in a team. Every time I've tried to do that, people have gotten in my way. This is where the Emperor card comes in. You have to really own your energy, and when you say something, you've got to be firm about it. You cannot let people walk over you, and that's where boundary work comes in. And if you are sovereign in your boundaries, meaning like, these are my boundaries, they are not going to get broken down. And if you let the fear of things that can go wrong take over you, you will let people get the better of you, which is why this Emperor card is here. Your energy has to be your sovereign energy. It has to be yours that you protect. Boundaries are something that goes with that. The Emperor will not let anyone take even an inch of his space. Do you know what I mean? Like, his space is his space. Everything else is outside of that. And with that, I think you've got to remember that one experience cannot let you paint the rest of your life. It's on you. If you're willing to understand that that was something that happened in the past, but you've got the possibility of recreating the future and making something how you want it to. Your charm and your devotion to what you have to do is something that will get you through it. But the way that you can put your best self forward, meaning how charismatic you can be, how funny you can be, how this is a card of an initiator, right? So someone who is the first in. If you can put your best foot forward, I think there is a lot that you will do to see that you are going into a phase where you're going to be playing a very important role. You're going to be like a key player amongst this, because all three of those pentacles, they're all equally stacked on top of each other. They're all balancing perfectly. And if you go into it with that idea, if you go into it thinking exactly like that, you're a key player in this. And you've got to be a master manifester at now, creating a different version of reality for yourself. And ultimately, if you keep telling yourself that life is this, which is what this card is, there is an element of self-sacrifice to this, self-sabotage to this. And if you tell yourself that you are going to repeat the same experience 99.999% of the time, you will repeat the same experience. So be very mindful not to create the same experience for yourself. Change it up for yourself. Rewrite the script, completely rewrite the script. And I think the best way to do that is to work on your self-confidence a little bit. Work on why you think you deserve, maybe, or if there is an underlying reason as to why you think calamity or bad energy follows you around, maybe doing some more cleansing work, saging yourself, smudging your area, doing some real internal self-love work. Because once you really, truly love yourself, you'll understand that you will create this bubble around you, right? And it'll be like a protective bubble. And this bubble will almost contain your energy. And it's in that bubble space, and it's just like a mind exercise that I do as well. You're putting out, you're containing what you're putting out. So be very mindful that within your space, within your boundaries, what are you putting out? Because ultimately that's what's going to come back in. Be positive. Really try your best to break out of any attachments, any cords that you might have, any belief structures that you might have that link you back to bad times. Because from what I see, you'll be playing quite an important role amongst a group, and your opinion is one that is going to be considered. Just don't trap yourself in fear, because you will block your abundance. Okay, I'm betting. That was a lot of cards. Do we have any more? Good luck, Em. Yes. Team Virgo. 100% Team Virgo. I think it's about time Virgos got their big break. I have a really good feeling about 2020, though, for Virgos. It's one of those years, I just feel like you guys are going to be breaking the mold in so many different ways in your own respective areas. You'll be doing things. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you. You'll be doing things to really change things up. And I think, again, a lot of this, like, unlearning, guys, a lot of this unlearning how the previous 9 years, even more than that, have really created this prison for yourself. And really understanding that, like, 2020, like, we have to wipe the slate clean now. And if we don't proactively do our part in bringing these wands down, bringing these walls down, actually knowing that, you know what, all of this wasn't wasted time. It wasn't just there to batter me and bruise me. There's stuff that I have to learn from this. And once I decide that I am committed to the journey of learning, I will streamline all of these burdens. And the key in moving forward, the key to transmuting, the key to really taking all of that we've learned and actually growing from it is that transmutation process. It's alchemical. It's literally surrendering all of this. It's surrendering all of it. It's not even, it's trading it in almost, right? It's trading it in for something that is bigger, something that is better. And with that bigger and better comes the risk factor. How willing are we? How committed to growth are we? Because this is part of everyone's journey, right? The Nine of Wands, we'll all find ourselves here at some point. When we do, what we do with it is up to us. Do we want to stay here? Is this the whole purpose of our lives? Really? No, that's not the purpose anymore. We have to proactively get involved in dismantling all of these burdens that have had us battered and bruised, that have had us so like prisoner to even ourselves. There's a lot of self-sabotage stuff that's coming out for Virgo at the moment. And I know that you guys, all of us Virgos, we have so much that we have to change about ourselves. And this is the time that we have to do it. So sticking and holding on to who we were, how we were, the kind of relationships that we've had, good ones, bad ones, we have to rewrite all of it because everything is changing now. Everything is changing. And we've not known astrological climates like this. We've not. The thing with all of this is, though, it's how we choose to move forward with it. And the number one thing to manifestation has always been, how do you feel about it? What do you feel like? How are you believing this? How do you feel about growth? How do you feel about developing your character? How do you feel about progressing to the next level up? So let's think about this as a computer game. Every time you go to the next level up, you're not carrying the beatings that you would have taken in the last level. You've already done that. You already won it. That's why you're in the next stage up. This is where we're at. We're at the next stage up. Drop the wands, guys. Really drop the wands. It's been so hard to carry. And the self-doubt is the biggest self-sabotage. And it's unfortunate that we've had to be knocked on our backsides so many times because it's playing so heavily on, I think, the Virgo, how do you say it? The Virgo conscious. You know, how you may not feel as good as you are, how you may not believe that you are worthy of fantastic relationships, how you may not feel like things are working for you, when actually behind the scenes, there's so much more going on than you would be able to even comprehend right now. And the whole thing with this is faith. Holding on to faith, Brianna. So much is changing. That's right. So much is changing. But I think for the good, things are changing for the best. And I think we can, if we can be firm in our belief of ourselves right now, we can make a lot of stuff change for ourselves. The thing is, though, how badly do you want it? How desperately are you willing to hold on to it? You know, hold on to your belief in yourself, of your future. Because this is Gemini season. And if Gemini is one thing, it is hell-bent on its self-belief. It does not care for anything else. Gemini's truth is that Gemini is the best. The Sun card. You see that happy-go-lucky kid on that horse. Manifestation comes from your positivity, getting into that zone. So right now, so much is changing. I'm totally feeling the self-doubt. I'm learning to have faith in this season. That's it. And I think a lot of us will see that there are so many things outside of our control. The only thing that we can truly control is how desperate we are for a better future. Because it is in that desperation that will lead us to the Wheel of Fortune, guys. Virgo, I don't know how many Virgos are in here. But let me say this. The Wheel of Fortune is a change in the atmosphere. It is a change in direction. It is a change for the best. It is things that were going wrong now going right. Do you see those books? That is karma, right? That is karma being played out. Trust everything right now. If you're feeling doubtful, if you're feeling confused, don't like shush yourself up and brush it to one side. Feel all of it. Feel every single bit of it. Because things are changing and they're changing for the better. And we have to trust and we have to believe that we deserve better. Because if we don't believe we deserve better, we are going to be stuck with the same stuff. And I don't think things can stay the same anymore. I don't think things can stay the same anymore. And I feel like you guys are going to be so positively. This is the energy of everyone in this room right now, by the way. So everyone, we have just, Dane Ross? Oh my God, thank you for your donation. Oh my God, wow. Thank you so much. Dane Ross, thank you. Thank you. That is such a generous donation. Thank you. The Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing for the best, man. Come on. What do we have here? One day I would love to share my story with you and how you've impacted over the years, and even do on a personal read. You were the voice that got me through many dark nights. Thank you for existing. Also, this is a pure donation. Nothing else. Thank you so much. Dane, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so, so grateful. You don't understand. That is so grateful and so generous. Thank you so much, Dane Ross. Let's pull a card for you, and let's give you some good news. Let's have some really good news for Dana Rice. Even though I think that Wheel of Fortune card kind of said it all. I'm blushing now. Oh my God. Thank you, Dane. I think that Wheel of Fortune card is saying a lot for us. You know, we have to really just stay united and stay firm in our belief, because so many beautiful things can happen for us right now. And to get caught up in the, I know, right? Oh my God, wow. To get caught up in the, I'm not going to take that because it fell the wrong way around. To get caught up in the negativity of the time is to kind of lose the point of the time. We're making changes happen right now. We're making good things happen. Dangerous, oh my God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope to continue doing the best I can for you guys. You know, Virgos, we're in service, and we're not alive, we're not living unless we're serving, unless we're helping each other, unless we're doing the best that we can. And I think it's really nice that we have such an empathic quality to us, that we can be there for each other, and it's like, it's just so much love. I love that. It's just so nice. I'm so glad and grateful for the Virgo community. You guys are a godsend to me as well. You guys don't even understand how much I love you. Because I'm goofy as hell and no one else gets it. Virgos always get it. It's so fun. Okay. Dana, I am still shuffling for a card with you. It's going to be a special one. I learned from my martial fight skills training that we have 4 human sicknesses: fear, worry, doubt, and surprise. Learning that these things help to understand how we turn it in our favor. Absolutely. Okay, Dane, for you, I have the 8 of Swords. Again, with the whole, it's holding ourselves back. Let's not hold ourselves back. Let's all just make a pact and a promise to understand that our worlds are waiting for us to grab life by the reins and just accept that there are so many big things coming for us, and our doubt will hold us back. Our doubt will suppress us. It will stop us from living our best life. It will stop us and hold us back from achieving our dreams, and we can't do that. No prison is the mind can be the worst kind of prison, and we have to really let ourselves be free. We really have to let ourselves be this Knight of Pentacles energy, slow moving for sure, but we've got somewhere to go and we've got things to do, and we carry that pentacle and we carry it with good faith, and we carry it with the knowing that there is a lot more that we can create and a lot more that we can do with just what we see around us right now, because we're creating spiritually. And this is what we're creating. A fruitful tomorrow. A fruitful tomorrow. An absolutely fruitful tomorrow. You guys, a lot of you will be pregnant with ideas, bursting at the seams with good luck, just abundance surrounding you. And the trick here is to totally believe you deserve it. Libra, Taurus energy. This is getting connected with the earth. This is getting connected with nature. This is getting connected with the stars, knowing that knowing what we are, knowing what we're worth, knowing that we deserve all of this abundance. And I want you guys to, every time you're going past trees or flowers or anything, to just take a moment and see yourself reflected in the beauty of nature. See yourself as that tree, see yourself as that flower. And every time you're out and about in nature, say to yourself, I call back my power, I call back my energy, I call back my beauty, I call back my fruition. Call it all back to yourself right now. Work on your aura, work on how you feel about yourself. If you believe that you are abundant, if you believe that you live in an abundant world, if you believe that you have every right to this abundance, it is yours. You will have it. It is yours for the taking. It is simply a matter of you deciding that you're worthy of it, though. And once you decide that you're worthy of it, I promise you, the way you'll see things coming in through to you, it will blow your socks off. This is abundance. This is acting on your ideas. This is being pregnant with ideas, you know? Being pregnant with the world that you wish to create, the new world that you wish to create. Who do you want to see yourself as now? Whoever it is, let go of who you were. Let bygones be bygones. Have a mini death of who you were. The one thing about that hermit is that every time he descends into that cave, he is born into another person, another version of himself. Every time he's been given an enlightened message, he is no longer who he was. He has to transmute that energy to the next step, to the next phase, to the next developed aspect of himself. Kelly Lawrence, I just want to say you look naturally. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Do we have any more questions, guys? Again, I want to thank you all so much for joining. I want to thank you all so much for your donations. I want to thank you guys so much for coming and spending time with me. And I love these. I think I might do more of these. These are good fun. David Small, really pleased to stumble across this evening. Another Virgo battling on. No, this is not a battle anymore. We've already won this, okay? We've already won this. And I want you guys to take that from this. We've already won this. And whatever it is, as far-fetched as you imagine it to be, dream as big as you can right now. I promise you guys, okay, this is the other thing. With everything that's taking place astrologically right now, please visualize affirmations, hypnotic writing, which is basically writing last thing at night, first thing in the morning. Write all your dreams out, whatever you want to happen. This is the year it will happen. Dream it and believe it. For real, for real. And this kind of stuff, this is what we do to ourselves. And for whatever reason, you might be having sleepless nights at the moment. Relationship breakup, losing your job, starting a new job, not knowing where the next step is. This is something we have to control. This is something that we have to control. Hold on, what do we have here? Thumbs up video. Yes, please, guys. Thumbs up the video. Thank you. I just paid 22, but the questions didn't stick. Virgo hair, love you, Ruby. I love you. Thank you, Cheryl. My PayPal is already showing the charge. Huh? Hi, I just paid 22, but the questions did not stick. Did you pay on PayPal or here? Virgos are great manifestors. It's the onlookers that cause difficulty, so we think and we become paranoid. Yes, but this is the thing. This is where the boundaries come in, and this is where what we can do to protect ourselves has to come in. Fear can be looked upon as our radar, allowing us to be aware of our surroundings and make the adjustments to alter what we must worry is accepting the fact that this is something more than we can deal. David Moore will do. Thanks. Someone play Zoe. Thank you. Yes, Kama. Did you pay on PayPal or did you pay on the Super Chat? I have, I don't have a question. So it's like saying maybe I can, maybe I can't, leave it alone. Surprise, expect the unexpected. That's right. Definitely. Kama, do you want to give us your question? Thank you, Akirela. Let's have, I don't see the payment here, Kama. Let's get an answer for Kama. What does your next relationship have for you? Also, guys, I think with this Venus retrograde, I don't think now it really is a time for relationships. I think a lot of what this time has been about has been to clear out relationships that aren't really good for us. I think with Venus going into retrograde, we might have to focus. Okay, so Kama, I have for you the 6 of Cups. So I think this for you is a time of nostalgia. I think you might be looking to the past for your relationships. I think you might be spending a lot of time in the past. I think you might be looking over what has happened in the past too much, or maybe comparing or seeing with rose-tinted glasses something that may have happened in the past that I think still is with you right now. There is an element of going back to what you know. There is an element of being present also. For me, I think there is something in your past that still needs healing before you can move forward with a new relationship. And I think it's something to do with a situation that once you thought was everything, like the be all and end all, that may not have been. I think there is, for some reason, something that you have to go back on. There is something that needs healing in your past. And I think before you decide to move forward, it would be really good for you to do the healing work, because it might be that you're carrying certain energy forward into any future relationships that you might have. So think about it that way. I think now with Venus retrograde, it's only going to clear up certain relationships, certain relationship patterns that were in your life. And I think you've got to perhaps work on those things from the past that you might be carrying forward into the future. I think that's what I have for you. Kama. Do we have any more questions, guys? Woo. So many tower cards. So many tower cards. Guys, things are changing. The time really is of change. Things are really changing. And I think we've got to embrace this, because this is not bad. This is really good. Imagine being stuck in this faulty tower for the rest of your life in a small space, a space that you've outgrown, things that are you want to change. You actually want, this is the change, you know, that lightning bolt is you wanting the change. And I feel as if we've got to embrace this tower moment. Embrace the fact that, you know, change happens because it needs to. And if we embrace it, we get an opportunity to harness fear. And instead of letting fear rule us, we're using it to push us forward. I mean, we can spend time being negative as much as we want, but you can, and this is free will, decide to be positive about it and look forward to all the good things that are going to, you know, happen for you, and all the things that you can do in order to make what you actually want happen around you. And this is that time for that. And I don't think, Virgo, you should settle for anything less than the best, because this isn't the best. Embrace the change. Embrace the change, Virgo. What do we got? Ah, thank you, Cheryl. Do we have any more questions, guys? Honey, we all need to live in hope right now, because hope is ours. No one can take that away from us. And if we are living in that space, the world is our oyster. For real. We can conquer whatever we want, because no one can take our hope away from us. And if they explained to us when we were kids that the reason why, I don't know, when we were kids and they say like everything was less serious, it was not so difficult, it was easier, that was because we came from a very truthful, authentic space, right? And what we were creating didn't have a whole bunch of extra stuff associated to it. That doubt and that fear is what will slow down your manifestation. So when you're really trying to draw in what you want from life, try and take a step back. Try and think about the happier you feel about yourself, the happier you feel about your possibilities for creating what you want, is what will get you what you want. Okay, I think Ryan needs to pay for a question. Thank you. Okay, guys. Do we have any more questions? What kind of that was funny. There's a lot to look forward to. Are you guys all Virgos, by the way? If I've got a room full of 30 Virgos, I want to know, because that's some serious manifestation energy. And we can do some prayers right now if questions are done. Are the questions done, guys? Who do I think best matches with Virgo? This is an interesting one. From my personal experience, everyone says that Capricorn is the best match for Virgo. I'm not 100% convinced by that. Aquarius and Virgo, I know, is perhaps got great physical chemistry, but you guys will get pretty sick of each other pretty quick if you don't deliberately keep it interesting. Virgo and Pisces, I think it's a really good match. Virgo and Aries can be a really good match. But again, I think Aries' fieriness can get the better of Virgo's calm earthiness. Virgo and Aries Taurus, I think that's a nice match. But I think you're too same, so it might get boring. Maybe. Virgo and Gemini, I know from what I've heard from Virgos, it's either 100% hit or 100% miss. So I think that really depends on the person's placements. Because I know Virgo doesn't like clingy, needy, all of that kind of stuff. Virgo and who else? Gemini. Who's after Gemini? Cancer. I've heard that can be a nice match. But again, Virgo doesn't need too needy, too clingy. It depends, I think. Virgo and who else? Virgo and Leo, I think, is a nice match. But again, Leo can sometimes be too much or too overpowering for Virgo. So I think the balance needs to be right. Virgo and Virgo, I've heard brilliant things about. So I'm curious. There's a question mark over that one for me as well, because it's not something I've ever experienced. Something I would like to experience, but who knows? Virgo and Libra, I think it depends. It really does depend. I think the trust needs to be there. It needs to be like 100% transparency. And I think Libra has cardinal energy, which can be quite pushy. And Virgo is quite a mutable, sensitive soul. So sometimes, it may be a bit too much. But again, it depends on the planets. Virgo and Scorpio, I think, can be an interesting match. It's, again, not something... Well, actually, that's not true. Virgo and Scorpio, I know there's a lot of passion there. The longevity in it, I don't know about. I think if it's right, it's right. But I think there is a potential of a lot of very kinky passion. Virgo and Sagittarius, I think, is nice. I've seen Virgo and Sagittarius couples really bring out the best of each other. Sagittarius is not overly fiery, so it doesn't like overshadow Virgo, which I think is nice. But it's creative enough to keep Virgo interesting. Keep Virgo interesting. And then, yeah, I think that's all of it. Do we have any more questions, guys? The same cards. So I think I really have to reiterate on this point, guys. It's time to drop the burdens. It's time to drop the ones. It's time to really think of how you can streamline a lot of these paranoias, a lot of these doubts, a lot of, streamline how you may have acquired a lot more stresses and burdens than you need to carry right now. And try and get rid of a lot of them, because I think you'll find that they're not relevant for what you're moving forward into. You would really, really serve yourself best by really breaking free, I think, and seeing that it's not imperative for you to hold on to this for the rest of your life. Let go of what isn't necessary to take forward into your future. Make amends, forgive yourself, forgive others, lighten your soul up right now. Really resist holding on to things. The more forgiving you can be, the more you can forgive yourself, the more you can forgive others around you. You lighten yourself. And when you lighten yourself, life is not so burdensome. And the focus really, really needs to be on not carrying so much burden. Lighten the loads, lighten your soul, move forward with a streamlined, comprehensive understanding of everything that may have happened these past 9 years, 10 years, 12 years. Things will be moving forward without a doubt. And the version of you that is needed now is... The version of Virgo that is needed now is... Should we shuffle? I'm curious. And then I think we'll close out, guys. I need to go and get some dinner. Unless anybody has any questions. Does anybody else have any questions? Thank you for the live stream today. Thank you, Cheryl. I just wanted to... I don't know, this morning, earlier today. Thank you all who donated. I hope that this helped. I think we should do more of this. I think that would be really good fun. But yes, the version that Virgo should move forward with is the Seven of Pentacles. One that is focused on the abundance that you can create. Okay? You have to focus on what's in front of you. You have to focus on your work. You have to focus on what you're growing, what you're developing, what your life. This is all of you, Virgo. You see, that's Earth. We are Earth matter. So we're already like half of the job is already done. We create. We make things out of nothing. If you've done the work, if you've sown the seeds, focus entirely for now up until September. Focus entirely on what you can make for yourself, what you can pour yourself into, work-wise, what you can develop for yourself. Seeing when you need to take a break and giving yourself that break. When it gets too much on top of you, taking the rest when you need it, because there's no point in doing any work if you are exhausted. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen, right? Focus solely, not on relationships, not on anyone else, not on, we have to do our part in society to make sure that what is happening today allows us the privilege to be able to do this, because no one should ever be able to take that away from us. But Virgo, my advice to you, and I will close out if nobody has any more questions. Focus on your work, guys. Right? Focus on what you can grow at the moment. Focus on really turning this situation around for you, because we are the master manifestors, right? Soul level. You guys can achieve everything you want right now. It's just about being committed and dedicated enough to doing it. And it is about being consistent, being really, really consistent and loyal, really loyal to your cause, what you're developing. These things will carry you into your future. These are things of value. Please don't ever take your value outside. Don't take your attention away from the things that you can create that will create value from you. No doubt, no sleepless nights, no tower moments. You know the tower moments? If they're happening, if they need to happen, let them happen. Just trust. Build your faith, guys, and faith comes through prayer. It comes through taking care of ourselves, and it comes through adequate work put in the direction that is going to create the most resources for us. Bye, Sad. Thank you. I think, guys, that's all I have for you. It's dinner time now. Thank you so much for joining. For everyone who donated, I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. It's meant so much to me. I will do this again, and I'm glad that this structure, this setup worked. I think it worked for everyone. This is always so nice because it's like a Virgo hangout, and we're just like chilling out here and just being ourselves. So I appreciate you guys for turning up, and for everyone that made their donations, thank you so much. And I love you guys so much. Okay, I love you. Bye.